Hi guys, and welcome to episode number 4 of JavaScript WTF. Today we are going to talk about why your browser understands JavaScript. So as you might remember from my previous episodes, and if not, please check them out, JavaScript is a programming language. JavaScript also has superpowers because it can change both HTML and CSS. And lastly, we learned that you can write it in your browser. So you can go to your browser, open the console, type something in it, and then it appears. You can do maths, all sorts of stuff. So now I wonder, if I showed you that last time, didn't you think that was a bit strange? Right, today we're going to look a bit more into why your browser actually understands JavaScript. So let's look at this. You as a developer write JavaScript code. In this example, you are writing a console log, hello there. And then what happens is that it actually appears in your browser console, hello over here. And the thing is, you might have assumed so, but there is more happening in between why this works. And this is the mystical box where we can say some sort of translation happens between you as the developer writing JavaScript and then your browser and your computer in general. So let's take this example. You as the developer write code, and then your browser is in your computer, which means that eventually if you're doing stuff with code, you still have to use some sort of hardware connection because you're rendering things on the screen, sound, all these sorts of things. So basically, the computer that you're interacting with still needs to have these instructions that you are writing in machine code. Machine code is something else than JavaScript code. So there needs to be some sort of translation. And the way that happens is that every browser works with a JavaScript runtime environment. And inside that runtime environment, JavaScript has a so-called JavaScript engine. One engine, for example, for the Chrome browsers is called V8. And the job of that JavaScript engine is to take your JavaScript code and translate it to machine code. And the cool thing for JavaScript is that this translation, it's called compiling, is happening on the fly. So while this code is running, it's being translated. That is different to other languages that sometimes have to be compiled before they can run. So pretty cool. And by doing this, you can actually have this constant loop of translation, compiling of your JavaScript code and the machine code. The thing is that there are different JavaScript engines. So there are different browsers and they use different engines. As I said, V8 for Chrome, then you have, for example, SpiderMonkey for Firefox, Chakra, Internet Explorer, and JavaScript Core for Safari. And this kind of gives you a hint why sometimes things work differently in different browsers. Because all of these JavaScript engines execute things a little bit different. In general, they are all following the same JavaScript language specification, which is called ECMAScript, and in short, ES. Maybe you have come across things like ES6, ES7. And what that actually means is that these are iterations of the JavaScript language, updates, so to speak. And some of the browsers implement certain features a little later than others. And yeah, that's why sometimes you have to really check how your code works on different browsers, because they all do things a little different. One last distinction I want to make before wrapping up this video is that you, as a developer, do different things in the browser when you're writing JavaScript, for example. You could add in this example, event listener whenever you click to a picture, for example. And the distinction I want to make here is that by adding an event listener, you are not actually doing all of this in JavaScript. Or let's say event listeners are not a part of the JavaScript language. But what you're actually doing is that you are interacting with one of the web APIs. So a lot of things we do in the web on internet sites actually interact with all the different APIs that your browser provides to you. The most popular API all of us are working is the DOM API. So DOM for Document Object Model. So whenever you grab any components from your website, you're actually working with the DOM API. Another popular API is the Fetch API, which allows you to send requests to other APIs, get data. So check it out. There are lots of different APIs. And that was it for today. I hope you learned something new and see you next time.